It is now March 28th, 2026. I am now being targeted on my third eye since a few hours. In the process of starting a court to dismantle human trafficking, a pyramidal scheme of electronic torture. I'm very thankful for Chelsea, a whistleblower from the United States, for Targeted Justice, an amazing association. They're now placing a laser in my head here, on my forehead. The same principle as when they wanted me to fail my exam last week. They put the laser on both sides of my head. Now they're doing this heavily here. They're trying to block my content creation. You are not lazy, you're not poor, you're just targeted and stolen. And I'm here to stop this modern slavery. I have a lot of energy coming from God, from the universe, from this world. And today I'm crying because I want to do so much. But I see so clear. And I'm thankful for that too. I'm thankful to stay normal and to not numb myself and to stay strong, to stay connected to myself. And I'm tired because they really think that I'm stupid and that I will start watching television and just gave up. But I'm not, and I will never give up. I promised that I will never eat animals 11 years ago, and I hold my promise. It's not perfect, but I haven't ate any animals. I tried to be vegan, but I'm still on the way there. And now the same thing. I made a promise to stand up for the world and to do everything in my power so that people stop being targeted and enslaved like toys, like numbers. And I'm gonna hold my promise. I'm gonna stay strong. And if you are a targeted individual, stay strong. I'm just choosing to show you the reality and being authentic. And I just had an operator giving me like a little on my ear here, affecting the nerves of my hair. Once already in Rome 2 years ago, I had to put ice on my ears also from severe extreme jealousy. And now since the last 3 hours, I have a laser that is going into my forehead, which is directed weapon energy, microwave weapons. It is now 5 p.m. It has lasted since 2 p.m. today. I just want to explain in this video how frustrating it is to be unplugged of a matrix and to see everything so clearly. So right now they would want me to rest, to relax, to take it easy. And I do not want to. Most people, maybe they get sick. And I'm not saying I never get sick, but I haven't get sick in the last 2 years or more. Not even a cold, nothing. And I work out a lot every day. I move, I eat good food. And it's just frustrating because once you're detached of a matrix, once you see everything so clearly, you are not stressed, you're not anxious, you basically see everything for what it is. So right now, some people would be like, oh, I want to watch a movie and just take it easy. Like, I'm really tired. I don't know what's happening. But the problem with someone who's awakened is they know exactly what's happening. And right now, I'm not tired. I'm just targeted to slow down my ascension, to slow down my finances. And it's very frustrating. I don't want to watch a movie. My soul is screaming to move forward. I just had a talk right now with my mother. And she's like, oh, you're on the right path. Everything is good. I'm like, yeah. Exactly. I'm connected to the satellite and to everything. My view is large. I have a big vision. My antennas, they're very powerful too. I capped a lot of information from there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm really connected to my soul. I know what to do. But it's very frustrating when you see the electronic harassment, the organized stalking, you see the operations all around, you see the oppressive forces trying to make you feel like what you manifest is not happening. Trying to make you feel like what you manifest is not happening, is not here. But everything is already here. Everything that we dream about, all of our ideas, it's already here. But unfortunately in this world, how it's functioning, we have a pyramidal scheme. And those who open their third eye and they see, they're all how can we say, those who have a lot of knowing, a lot of wisdom, the all-knowing eye or whatever it is. Like even I was seeing like someone having an interview. I forgot his name, but he was talking about the Illuminati and how it is not actually bad people that are in this. Like in everything that is happening and exists in this world, that is good or bad, there's corruption in that. There is a level of corruption in this. So that's what is happening. Like targeted justice, I'm gonna start to do podcasts and really tag them everywhere because they have been helping me so much. If you don't know who they are an association that stand up for the invisible war, or actually everything that can happen remotely. There's CIA, FBI, doctors, lawyers, so many people now. They have been there for like many years. And I want to associate myself with them. And also Chelsea, of course, a whistleblower from the United States who really came out of a cult, and now she's contacting lawyers and she wants to really expose all of the gang stalkers and all of the people who have been doing the blinking sun, that's what she calls it, the blinking sun. So it's like basically a false god in a cult, and she explained like how they try to basically target people in society remotely. They're able to hack your camera, your phone, and then with any devices, like Bluetooth devices, like they can hack a phone, they will be able to hack a human being now. So we're now in the process of redoing the court process. I've contacted the police already. I know they will not be helpful in that because they are dealing with cases that are different, and that's okay. Now what I'm dealing with is human trafficking. It's organized gang stalking. So yeah, in this video I just want to really talk about the frustration, and maybe you can relate if you're watching this and you're also a targeted individual. Let me know in the comment section. If also you're frustrated that basically you could move forward a lot faster, but you're able to recognize and see all of the ways that they slow you down in your life. Sometimes like I look back at how I was in the past, not knowing everything that was orchestrated to slow me down, or to bring me in auto-sabotage, or to destabilize me or scare me. Or I have so many examples, like I already gave before, but I could say, like, let's say the oral presentation in high school, I thought I was scared of speaking in front of people. But in fact, when I detached myself recently, like 5 years ago, I had an awakening, detached of satanic life. I was able to see things for what they are. And then it's just speaking in public, I was able to see the synthetic weapons that were coming on me in my biofield all around me, so that I become red like a tomato, thinking that and I'm like, whoa. But to be able to see it and to question it and to finally realize, oh my God, like I was never scared. I was always being manipulated and played with like a toy, like a number. And now I'm thinking about Joseph, one of an amazing person that I've been with and I've been living with in Miami. And I also want to bring justice for him. I had a lot of love for him. We had a relationship together for a little bit, and it didn't continue. But we stayed friends at the end, and he's no longer on this planet. And I don't think that what happened to him was an accident. So I really want to also do the process and all of what I'm doing also for him eventually, to know what happened with him. I was crying a lot today. I'm not really able to do montage video right now because they're playing with my internet connection. So I have to really stay at the basic. But I cried a lot, and I actually filmed myself because my soul is ready to move forward. I no longer need to rest and to heal I did my research for 5 years about terrorism, about remote crimes, about the invisible war, about the operation, the financing that happens. Also, I have to mention that they're cutting down in Canada a lot in the healthcare system. They're cutting employees. People have to have more work. It is very pathetic and very sad what they're doing. They would buy a terrorist tomorrow with the money that they have from cutting employees in the healthcare system and making employees work twice as hard, because they are redirecting the money at the wrong places in society. And it's very sad to notice everything that I'm seeing. But unfortunately, the pyramidal scheme and awakening and seeing everything crystal clear in society has opened my eyes and has made me realize that I overestimated this world. I overestimated this world and the people and the politics and the wars. There's actually no wars when you think about it. There's no wars. No. It's not that complicated, and it's not scary. It's nothing much. It's nothing to romanticize as well. It's just people accepting envelope of money to enslave other families, other people, sell their data, their information, in a human trafficking, in a collective abuse, on a dark web system. They are logging into a human being and alternating one after the other, doing this on big groups of people or multiple at the same time, whatever they're doing. Obviously, I'm not a terrorist. I'm not in that position, so I'm not able to have a clear view of everything that happens in that side of it. But I really made a promise. 11 years ago, I cried my life when I saw the industry of meat. And since 11 years, I haven't had any meat at all. It has not been perfect. I started as a vegetarian 11 years ago. And on my way to being a vegetarian, I tried to be vegan for a while, and I was. But then I finally came back like both. I was like, you know what, I don't have to be fully vegan. I already do enough. So sometimes I do eat eggs or seafood. And I actually feel bad. On my vision board there, I put that I would want to be fully vegan eventually, but it's not the case. Anyways, I also have 2 different food vlogs on my social media. But it's not about perfection. And I said, if you want to contribute and you want to slow down the suffering of animals, and you want to stand up in the world, maybe just lower your consumption would be good enough. Like, let's say if you do 1 day a week of just eating vegan food, that would be amazing. And it's actually really good for the environment too. So it's not about making people feel guilty. It's about just doing a conscious effort to do better. Because some people told me, Amelia, you're like vegetarian, vegan for 11 years. I'm like, yeah, I haven't had any meat. But they're like, you eat seafood and eggs. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I stopped the chicken, the meat, the steaks, all of that. And I try to be vegan most of the time, to stop the dairy too. And I'm closer to be vegan. But what I'm saying with that, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, once you do something for the world, you don't do it for yourself. I don't do this for me. I do it for the animals. I do it for the planet. Nothing has to be perfect. And same thing for everything. We don't have to go in extremes. We don't have to... We don't have to. And I think it's a lack of intelligence too. It's a lack of consciousness. It's a lack of connection within yourself. Once you, let's say you have a conversation with someone, or you have a vision and you're so extreme, the best way is always to be in the middle and just try your best, and to not have to be doing everything in the perfect way. But anyway, so continuing to, I lost myself a little bit in the middle, but what I want to say is just, we need to start denouncing. We need to start talking about uncomfortable things. And we need to grow and to evolve as a society, as a world. And I'm very patient. But we need to see more denunciation. Your identities are not going to be protected. Everything that has been promised for you and to you will not be kept. You will have to be denounced. And if you don't denounce what has been happening by email, in person, by phone, if you do a denunciation to the police station, I don't think this is going to be worth it. The best way to denounce will be to write a letter publicly by email to the people that are concerned by that. If you have noticed gang stalking, people with too much information around me, people acting in a suspicious way, are doing weird things, we're now building a collective lawsuit. We're going to be in the international court. This is not just concerning me. This is an organized gang stalking program that have been there for a very long time. And they have found a way to enslave humanity, human beings, by monetizing their suffering. I have been enslaved since I was a kid, trafficked since I was very, very young. I was screaming in my bed. I was 5-6 years old, receiving electroshock on my legs, severe pain. And I have been enslaved since I was a kid, trafficked since I was very young. I was screaming in my bed. I was 5-6 years old, receiving electroshock on my legs, severe pain. severe pain. And I'm only able to question it since I detached of a matrix, since I did an awakening, a purge. I went so far, and my connection is so strong today that even though I am surrounded of technology and a lot of people who are disconnected and who are barbaric and archaic and in a state of, I would say, like zombie state, or Flintstone state, or Jersey Shore state, I would say. Very, very sad. I had to basically observe the last 5 years, and since I was a kid too, on how, in my own town, let's say, like almost like I was a radio station, and I was like, this man cheated on that girl, and then this one cheated on that one, and then I went to Quebec City like about 2 years ago, and then I was hearing people talking at a table, and I was seeing how excited they were that people cheat on one another, that there's chaos, that there's distraction, that there's this, and I was like, how pathetic it is, how sad. Like small talks and all of that is not for me. It's not. And now they're laughing because I put elite mindset in my bio on Instagram. And I hear them talk, and I see the conversation that is everywhere, and people not able to understand what I say. And I'm like, yeah, elite mindset. Yeah. Not everyone is able to do this inner work and advance and rise their frequency, because if you stay in shame and if you stay in talking about other people, how are you able to ascend and tune into the wisdom of this world and get more intelligence and have access to more intelligence? Because, you know, an awakening for some people on their big horses, camels, and dinosaurs, they are going to be like, what is she doing with her awakening, or detaching of the matrix? What is she talking about? Like, she thinks she's all that. She thinks she's superior. She thinks really like she found a way. Like, who do you think she is? But maybe all along, this was a lot more than we could thought it was. Maybe you had a lot more knowledge inside of you. And knowledge, it was not just in your brain. Knowledge was not just data. It was also spiritual. It was also emotional. It was also connected to your heart, to your inner child. Maybe there's a lot more than we don't know. And so, becoming an observer and realizing that I was not my thoughts, not my body, I started to laugh at first. I was like, it's a joke. What's happening? Once you have been commanded what to do all of your life with a neurological control, and then suddenly you wake up and you're like, what, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my body. You're no longer a slave. Because in the pyramidal scheme, remember, they make and they monetize from people being slaves in the lowest vibrational energy of shame. Shame is the lowest vibrational energy that exists. And what is a spiritual awakening? Is forgiveness, forgiving yourself, purging, connecting, unplugging from television. So once you rise your vibrational energy, you get into enlightenment, which is one of the most powerful energy, authenticity, love, acceptance. So they try so hard to enslave people and to keep them in shame, to keep them into the lowest vibrational energy. And how they do this? They use genetically modified food. They use the very tiny little microscopic little technology that they can tune into, that is all over in your body, that is all over you. We breathe it. Tiny little drones, tiny little monitoring spirit, little flies. The level of technology that is out there already, there's nothing that no one can say at this point that is crazy. And so they're infiltrating themselves through all angles, through the thoughts that you receive that are actually most of the time not yours, unless you think about it consciously. So they are trying so hard to sabotage relationship, work, to cut down on the employees, for example, in the healthcare system or in all other places in the system. They are stealing money from all angles. And right now they are really severely sending me microwave weapons on my third eye. So I'm trying to focus. But what I want to say is just we're going to finish with this for today. There's a lot of things happening behind the scene, and I'm a witness, and you are one too. And we're all witnesses. They're trying to scare us away. They're trying to divide, to make us divide from one another. They want us to be in competition. They want chaos. They want us to be in survival mode. They want to create problems. They want to make your toilet blocked. They want to make problem in your houses. They're able to do a lot of things to affect your life. They're able to create problems non-stop, so that you're always stressed and survival mode. The level of control that they can have access, like, I'm just gonna tell you this. Imagine all over us, cell towers, satellites, electricity. Is it really hard to believe the level of control that they have? From every position, even Hydro-Quebec, the water in our houses, takes one person, corrupted person, in Hydro-Quebec, for example, the one that deals with the water and everything. It's just a business. They can be corrupted, and then they just switch the water, they turn it off, or they whatever it is. Very easy for them to do a lot of things, like cyber hacking. They're able to hack casino, bank account. They're able to, let's say I have a TikTok and I wanted to do a membership at some point, and then they were able to hack 20 people were able to hack my TikTok in one day. Just to tell you the level of hacking and technology that they have in their hands. And they feel proud of that. Their pathetic life of little hackers and terrorists, they feel proud to have this technology in their hands. Because you know what? Like, you know, those monsters that are being raised by the mafia or by other corrupted evil families that are able to be dismantled and exposed because of my testimony, they feel privileged to be a minority in society. They feel privileged to have a technology that not everyone has. And guess what? Once they started to target me for the first time in 2021, they told me, Amelia, we're here to test some technology on you. So imagine. I will finish with this today. There's too much information, too much things to say, but you have to denounce. Because if you don't denounce and you stay silent, you are becoming complicit of a terrorism, a human trafficking, a modern day slavery. You have a choice, and you can denounce what you know. I love you so much.